Well, the other thing I think people get imposter syndrome over is if they're young. Right? Because like, if you're 23 years old and you're working, even with someone like me, like, how old am I now? I'm 46, right?
Yeah.
Like I would kind of feel like I'm the college professor and this is the student, right? Unless they totally were encyclopedic in terms of their knowledge level.
Yeah.
So
I think,
go ahead.
yeah, I would agree with what you're saying. I think for those of you folks that are listening out here that are struggling with this, I've struggled with this at different points in my 20 plus years experience. I still struggle with it now that I'm going up market in my own practice and different things that I'm doing. Okay. Somebody who's been in the game for 20 years and I still struggle with it. Here's what I would tell you. The way that you combat this is being over prepared and being knowledgeable and then knowing how to communicate stuff effectively and simply in simple terms to people. Stories.
Right.
You're going to say, Sarah?
Yeah, no, I totally hear you. Like it's a great point. Like any of us could be in this position where we feel like imposters at any point, because as business people, you never know when a competition is going to come in and level set the whole thing, or you lose your biggest client. Like that could happen at any point. There's no way to guarantee. This is not a whole life policy.
Yeah. You mean, no, it's not an IUL policy? What are you talking about here?
It's not a VUL, there's no guaranteed. This is a VUL, not a whole life. Okay? There's no cash value accumulation here at Financial Advisors. So there isn't. I mean, I'm sorry. Like we're entrepreneurs, we're the warriors, right? And so what I would just say is this is like so helpful to me. I have a warrior that I have 4 kids with, right? Antonio.
Yep.
And I mean, you talk to a guy who like had to just come up from day one, like was born in the projects, no father, mother was an alcoholic, brother died of a drug overdose, right? Like he's been having a fight from day one. And when you have those fighters around you, it's awesome because like I was telling the other day, something like, oh, well, this month I didn't do this or that so far. And it's like, what, the 22nd? He's like, Ma, the month's not over yet. Like,
I love that. It's not over till it's done, people. Right. So you know what I think about, like when I think about imposter syndrome and just coming through challenges as an entrepreneur, as an advisor, is this. Look back at your life when you're sitting there in that situation and think to yourself, I have 100% track record of getting through every single hard day that's ever happened to me. What I'm experiencing, I read this a long time ago. You got to say this little mantra. It always works for me. This too shall pass. So whatever the feeling is, whatever the thing is, it will pass. And here's the thing. In those moments, you have a choice. You can either expand by thinking about how you could get better, or you can contract and go backwards and sit in the emotional fear of imposter syndrome, because you know what? It's a liar. The reality of it is every successful advisor you see in our industry was once an imposter. They were a fake it till you make it or faith it till you make it,